This is Perspectivas Latinas, a community service of CAN TV. I'm Juan Carlos Hernandez. Today, our guests are from Unidad Dominicana, an organization that aims to highlight and unify the Dominican community here in Chicago and the region. Welcome to both of you. And we're going to start off by just learning about you and how you became part of this organization. We'll start with you, Yudelka, Rosario. Welcome and thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me here today.
Mm-hmm.
I became part of Unidad a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, I wanted to be part of like something to be able to help out my community. My dad did it for so many years with other institutions that were in Chicago before. So I kind of always have that thing, like I want to be part of something, like I want to be helping and doing things for my community. So finally, a year and a half ago, I made the decision to say, you know what, I'm just going to start. I want to participate in Unidad and trying to see what I could do to help my community. So I've been part of it since a year and a half ago, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. I imagine so.
Yes, it's definitely a lot of work. It's not as easy as people might think. We don't do too many activities through the year, but those few that we do through the years, it's a lot of commitment. It's a lot of time, but it's really fulfilling the fact that when we do get those activities done, the community recognize all the work that we put into it, and I really like it.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Our second guest is Francisco Ferreiras. You tell us about yourself. You're the president right now,
yes,
right? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Sure. Tell us about how you became part of Unidad Dominicana, and then we'll get into the history of the community here.
Yes, thank you, Juan Carlos, for having us today. The beginning of my journey at the organization is kind of funny story, because some of my friend, his name is Julio Burgos, he said, Ferreira, we want to get together, get a founding organization for support the Dominican community in Chicago. We made a couple meetings, try to get people to join us, but it was difficult at the beginning. It was kind of hard at the beginning, but through the days, so we went over and over. So we founded the Unidad Dominicana, our organization. I became the president last year. Before it was Julio Burgo that I mentioned before. Now, so I'm proud to be part of the organization, working for my community. It's only deep of my heart. I like to work with the people. I like to work with the community.
Right.
And that's what I found in Unidad. That's what I do for our community, the people that in need, the people that need help. That's why I joined our organization.
That's great to hear. Now, one thing that surprised me is like, wow, there's a Dominican organization here in Chicago, because there aren't that many Dominicans in this region, but there are enough to form this organization. Tell me about the history and about the community. This question is for both of you. Obviously you can bounce off each other. The history of the community, how big it is, and how people have arrived here. Just give me some of that background for our viewers, please.
Basically, I gotta start talking about the Dominican in USA.
Okay.
So the history says the first Dominican arrived for USA. It was a mulatto. Mulatto is a mix. But our community, we are mixed. So we are colonized by
of African and
yes, we are
European.
colonized by
Spanish.
for Spain, for African, for France. So the first Dominican came to USA. His name was Juan Rodriguez.
We actually know his name. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's Juan Rodriguez. Juan Rodriguez. Somebody do the pronunciation. They say Jan, John, but his name was Juan Rodriguez. In early the year in 1960, the French they went to the Dominican Republic to make business with the original native, so they call it the Latinos. So they made business. They come from the skin of the animals. So they came to bring the skin to my business with other countries.
Okay.
So that is, I think, the Juan Rodriguez, he joined the boat. So he worked in the boat. That's why he arrived to New York. So the first time he arrived to New York, and then so he spread over the Dominican community, spread all over the USA.
Okay.
As this matters, so the Dominican community is spread over for different states, looking for better life, for better living, you know. So basically here in Chicago, in Illinois State, there are around 50,000 Dominican.
Okay.
Just there are no statistics that say exactly how many we are.
Okay.
But you know, kind of 15, somebody say 15, somebody say 20,000. But in the Chicago city, there's around 10,000 Dominican in the community.
It's still a nice number. Still.
Yeah, still we low because if you make comparison between the Dominican in the east coast of the USA, talking Boston, New England, so in New England, New York, Boston, they are talking about 1 million Dominican spread over.
That's
so some of the Dominican is spread over for different states, you know, because there are too many people, they're crowded, they were looking for a new opportunity, and that's how the people came to, you know, to Chicago, to Illinois, to better living.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
When did you come from the Dominican Republic yourself as well?
Basically, it was the most the people do is they came for the people. By my mom, she got a 30 year in this country, and his son, so she made a paperwork, immigration paperwork for me. I bring my family, so I didn't become myself. So I came from my mom, who, you know, so arranged the paper immigration for me. That's the thing for most of the Dominican, you know. So they got the first people that came over here. They try to bring the people, they join USA, join the beautiful city of Chicago, you know, for, as I said before, had a better living, you know, better life. Our country, you know, is kind of sometimes the economy is kind of difficult. But here we're working hard, you know, that's why we got a better life for our children, family, wife, you know, yes.
It's, I think in many ways it's similar to the story of other immigrants. And just like other immigrant communities, you encounter some challenges, and we do love living in the city and in this country, but there are challenges, right? And part of the reason maybe you came together was to encounter some of those challenges as a community. Is that true, Yudelka?
I definitely feel there is a lot of challenges. And especially when you move from a country where it's so different, like even at this point, I believe Dominican Republic is still considered a subdeveloped country, like a third world country. But you know, like Francisco just mentioned, like a lot of us moved to United States because somebody from our family was already here, and they kind of it worked our way like to make it here. Like my dad always says, when he gets mad at me, he will say, when he came to United States, they said, "Welcome to America." You know, I didn't have that. So, but I mean, it's challenging. You know, you move to the States, you don't know the language. It's like you have to start all over again. You have to go to school. You have to try to learn to speak the language. It's still difficult. I feel like it doesn't matter how many years you are in the United States, but when you come here as an adult, especially, like one of the challenges I feel for me, I feel like, you know, my accent, like I still have that accent. Like I speak and people could tell, like the first thing they will say, like, "Where are you from?" But challenges are every day, you know. You just try to work through it and make the best out of it.
Okay, and some of those challenges you mentioned, well, Dominicans are not granted U.S. citizenship automatically.
No.
So is that one of the challenges you encounter in the community, and helping people navigate the world of immigration?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, a lot of Dominicans have made it here, like in the 1980s. I'm not sure what year your mom came.
She came 85.
1985. Did she came with a visa?
Yes, she can show the visa. Yeah.
My daddy didn't have a visa, so he figured out a way how to make it to the States.
But nowadays he's a citizen, right?
But now he's a citizen, so it's like everybody, you know, you get here and you do what you have to do, and eventually you're able to get that. But yeah, we don't have that advantage that maybe Puerto Ricans will have, that they're, they're part of the United States. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges, because a lot of people come here that they already went to school over there too. So when they come here, it's like you have to start from scratch again. You have to start from zero. And that's a really big challenge.
Yes, okay, I already added some about the comments about the Yudelka say. So as I mentioned before, we are not a huge community. So we are not in quantity, but we are in quality. So we're Dominicans, we are a quality people, because as Yudelka say, our first is the language. So when the people come from the country, they don't speak English, they got to start from zero. Some of them got a level 1, level 2 in English. For the majority of the people, they don't speak English. So that's a big challenge, that you do learn the language in America. In order you communicate, in order you got to progress. So our community is the hard worker. We got professional in all over this, we got a lawyer, we got a teachers, we got a business people, we got a musician. So the Dominican community is a hard worker community. So I'm going to emphasize, we are many, but we are a good quality Dominican people in this area.
And I want to
we have two here.
Yes.
Yeah. And I actually want to add something to that. Like, we do have a lot of Dominican doctors in Chicago.
Yes.
A lot. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure there's many of them in New York too, but I feel like in Chicago we do have a really great Dominican, like, professional doctors, community teachers. I mean, it's like I said before, you do try to make the best of it.
Yeah, I imagine so. And like you said, we have a lot of Dominican doctors and a lot of professionals. So people, though they may be immigrants, some of them do come, like you said, with some education, right?
Yes,
they already come with education and are able to enter the workforce as an educated person, although they have to, like you said, start from scratch sometimes.
Yes.
Now, you as an organization, and you said you have like a nickname or a short name, Unidom or Unidon? With an M or an N at the end?
Yes, I say Unidom, says UNIDOM.
Oh,
This
okay.
it's a short name.
Okay.
So they got a special name in English when you put your name short. I don't know exactly, but it's the Unidom. That's the best name this name that people can find us. So Unidom Chicago.
Okay,
because there is another organization all over the country say Unidom.
Okay.
But you are Unidom Chicago. So Unidom Chicago, you can find us like Unidom Chicago.
Okay. You guys have your own web page and all of that.
Yes.
And
we do.
Facebook.
We have Facebook. We have our email, website. Yes.
Yes, excuse me, Juan Carlos.
No,
you can find us on our website. I encourage the people to visit our website. They can see what we do in the past, what we're doing now, what are the plan for the future. So the people can go unidonchicago.com.
Okay.
So they say UNIDOM Chicago.com.
That'll be on the screen for our viewers.
Thank you, Juan Carlos.
Thank you. No, thank you for sharing that. But no worries, we'll make sure we get that information out to our viewers.
Okay.
Now, you as an organization, how long have you been around?
Okay, so as I said before, we started. The organization was founded in April 2010.
Okay.
So now we're working for our 5th year.
Oh,
So we
year.
work. We are a young organization because in the past, many years ago, in the 80s, there was another organization here. They call it Casa Dominicana. It was the first organization that came to Chicago in order to do the same thing that we try to do, the same thing we're doing. But this disappears, and then come another broader organization. They call it DAMA. The Juarez is still working with the community, with the same goal with us. So we came together, as I said before, got many members, and then start planning. But we became from the April 2010. We are a young organization, but we're strong. We got a strong people with a big heart, people that want to work for the community. That's where we are. So that's what I say.
Okay. Well, technically young. I mean, 4 years, I'd say, is a long time for almost any organization. And we're going on to your 5th year. What are the primary events and activities you have during the year. Tell me about that, please.
We only do four a year, pretty much right now. We usually start the year with the Mother's Day celebration. The Mother's Day celebration is on the last Sunday of May. So that's one of the activities that me personally, I enjoy the most, because, you know, a lot of those Dominicans mothers who've been here for so many years, you know, like they really enjoy, and they come out that day and support us. Like, we try to make it really fun for them. We give them a lot of, you know, little presents, and we actually do, one of the biggest things that we're doing right now with one of the other people that participate in Unidad, her name is Joanna Mota. We actually organize a talent show with kids.
Wow.
So it's a great
For the
show.
moms.
Yes, and moms, they do get really excited. They're like, they're waiting for that Mother's Day activity to be able to come out, and it's a lot of fun. So at that time, we crown one of the little girls, like a teenager, little one, Miss Teen, Miss Chiquitita, you know. And then through all the other celebrations that we do through the year, they actually come and they're part of the event at that time.
Tell me more about this Mother's Day celebration. So where is it held? How do you honor the moms? Obviously, by having an event, you honor them, but do you have something for them? Is there like a banquet or a dinner, or is it just a presentation?
Right now, it's more like a get-together. We do serve them. Usually when they come, you know, we give them like little presents, and we give them something to drink at that time, and we kind of honor the mothers, giving them a rose too.
Any Dominican food?
No, we actually do the celebration because as of right now, Unidad don't actually had a location. We don't have a building, and because we are a nonprofit organization, we do have this Dominican restaurant called El Sitio that they really cooperate with us, and they allow us to use their place, where it's a really big place, and it's like everybody already know, like Mother's Day, it's gonna be El Sitio. It's a great place. They do have great Dominican food.
Yes.
So people come out from Dominicans from everywhere, and even I'm sure a lot of non-Dominicans come and join.
Yes.
That are part of the Dominican family now.
Yes.
Yes, we actually have a lot of Dominicans that come from Milwaukee. They come from Indiana. Like when we do our event or our activities, we do have people that come from the other states to participate too. They're really supportive of any activity we do. Like the next one we do after that Mother's Day celebration is the Dominican picnic.
Yeah, it's great.
So
And that's in the summer?
yes, we do it in summer. Usually for the last 4 years, the picnic was done on August, the first week or the second week.
The second week of August, right.
But you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to find those dates with the park district. And this year we did it on July 21st.
Okay.
So we do have those people that comes from everywhere that live, you know, around Illinois, and they're really supportive. They will come, yes.
And so what happens at this picnic? Is it like just everybody gets together and brings their own food, or do you are there stands? How does it work out?
We do have vendors that
Yes.
comes and help us out. They bring food, so when people come, they're able to buy food. We always trying to bring like a band, like a Dominican band that comes and play.
Oh, great music.
Like typical, Dominican music. Like this year we have, what's his name?
Raúl Rodríguez.
Raúl Rodríguez.
It's
That he lives in
accordion.
Wisconsin, but you know he's a well-known Dominican singer.
He's accordionist. You know, this is a typical Dominican music. So
Okay.
our typical.
Any
Dominican
relation to
music.
Juan Rodriguez, that first Dominican?
Probably. We know. You know, probably.
Okay.
So, you know, everybody has his name. Rodriguez. It could be
Yeah.
family of our first immigrant to USA. So.
So the picnic is usually like 7 hours. So we kind of try to organize where we had different things happening. Like we had the performance. We actually have we have a group of folkloric dancers, little girls that they actually come and perform during the picnic. We do have a DJ as well. We actually do a really nice raffle like through the day. it's a really fun experience. A lot of people are really waiting for that through the,
Yes.
they know summer is here. Oh, when is the Dominican picnic?
Yes, there is a lot of, Juan Carlos, a lot of activity more. I want to add it. So we got a contest that the bachata.
Oh,
So
bachata.
this is the pretty crowd the people is waiting for. So they got a constant 3 or 5, 10 couples. They want to, we got a prize for them. But it's a little. I
They
encourage
must
the
be really good.
Yeah, really.
That's
really.
one-
Also, we have.
That's one I struggle with. I need classes for
Oh,
that.
you need classes from bachata. Okay, you got to contact Yudelka Rosario. He's a good bachata dancer.
I do. I love dancing.
So also we got in during the picnic, we got it for the kids, a lot of fun for the kids, for that's got part of the, you're going to be in the future who will be leading the organization.
Right,
So we got
right.
we working for the kids. That's our future. That's what we're working for.
And talking about that future, and I definitely want to get to the other events you have during the year, you also have a scholarship fund, right? Tell me about that and what the aim is through that scholarship fund.
That's something that we're working on. We definitely want to start supporting the Dominican students. I mean, we're gonna start somewhere. We would love at some point to be able to offer scholarships that it could be to kids from any, any country. But as of right now, we do. That's something that we want to start with the Dominican students, like try to help them out with whatever we can. And so we ask for things like, we're going to be asking for things like, okay, if you want to be part of or be considered for the scholarship, we want to see how they participate in their community, the volunteer hours that they do through the schools before they graduate. They have to write an essay and kind of tell us what their story is. And those are the things that we're looking at it. Right now, we actually do have a link in our website where we're ready to start working on that. Like, they will be able to go into the website, fill out the application, and add their essay to it as well.
So they have to write an essay.
Yes, they do.
And what's does the topic of the essay change from year to year, or?
No, pretty much.
it's
So
about the
right
same.
now, what we asked is more like, okay, tell us your story, like what you've been doing. We actually have somebody who sent us an essay where she had done over 300 hours community service through the school before she graduated. So, I mean, those are things that we will look into it.
Yes, that's very important. When you become a professional, so you can do some job for the community, because that's the most important thing. I'm sorry, when you do our scholarship, what do you do when you become a professional? So what are you going to do for your community? What are you going to do for the people that are in need? That's what we're looking for. That's basically. Also, as Yudelka said, the GPA is very important, because we got a lot of candidates. So the one with the bad GPA are going to be, either the one who write the better essay is going to be the one you're going to pick up. Okay. We got a committee. So we got a committee.
Awesome.
A committee for select the best candidate.
Wow, and that's really encouraging that connection with the community. It's something I've heard over and over during our discussion.
I do. I actually feel, as Dominicans and for us that came from, from outside, and I feel we're already part of this country, but I think like me personally, that I had a 14-year-old son, I feel like I want to teach him that. I want him to go to school. I want him to graduate. I want him to go to college and do the things that he have to do. But at the same time, I want him to be proud, like where his parents are from and where he is from, because, he's Dominican, even though he was born in the States.
Right.
And I take him every year and he have fun, and he enjoys that. So.
Wow, that sounds awesome. And we're getting close to the end of the show. I do want to ask, what are the other events you have?
The other events that we have right now, after the picnic, we do the Christmas
party.
We do the Christmas party.
It's coming pretty soon.
Yeah, that's when it's coming up on December 6th. We will have the Christmas
party. That changes
party.
year to year, though, the date, right?
Yeah, sometimes it changes, but we
yeah.
try to do it on the first Saturday of December, because a lot of Dominicans, they
travel,
actually fly back there for Christmas and New Year. So
get away from the
yeah, so we try to
Yes,
catch everybody before they leave on their
that's a good idea.
holiday vacation.
Wow.
Yeah, also, Juan Carlos, excuse me, I want to point, I know just almost the show is ending, but we are a non-profit organization. We are already legally registered in the state. We are 501c3 from the state. So as Yudelka said, we need a building, we need a lot of plans for the future for our community. So we encourage the people that have support our organization in the future, because we're already 501c3 for the state of Illinois.
And that's a whole long process.
Yes, it's a long process. We already have it. So
That's
we already
awesome.
have it. That's good. So because we got a lot of plans, we got a lot of plans for our community. We got a plan. We got a plan for counseling for the people for drugs. We got a plan for GED. We got a plan for, for medical assistance. Excuse me, you can add some Yudelka, please. So that's what we got a plan. So we need a support from organizations that help organizations like us, working for the community.
And what did you want to add?
We actually want to be able at some point to have a place where, people are be able and especially when Dominicans just move, like somebody just moved to the States, sometimes they have a lot of questions or they might need some particular assistance where we could guide them to that specific place or where they could go and get what they need. So eventually that's something that we definitely would like to be able to do.
Well, I hope you do get there, and it sounds like you're on a path to that. So congratulations on your work, and thank you for coming out today.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Juan Carlos. Yeah, then I want to say thank you for joining us, for inviting us to join your program. Thank you for encourage the people, visit our website, unidonchicago.com.
Well,
thank you, Juan Carlos.
no, thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And to you, our audience, thank you for joining us. Perspectivas Latinas is a community service of CAN TV. If your nonprofit organization would like to work with CAN TV, call 312-738-1400 and ask for nonprofit services. Tune in to Perspectivas Latinas for local issues and concerns every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on CAN TV 21. I'm Juan Carlos Hernandez. Thank you for joining us.